Hey, what's going on, guys? Double 18 Set Shadow here. So it's set to now 2 days into release. Time to take another look at how the product is doing. But first, I want to call to attention something that was just brought to my attention about cases of Set 2, and it's this. You can see on TCG Player that they're showcasing that Reign of Bahamut as a case would have 20 boxes, but then their product details state that there are only 16 boxes. And I was looking at one other vendor which also states that a case of Rage of Bahamut has 16 boxes as well. And at the very least, that was for the reprint of it that should be coming in November. But since I myself have not bought a case and I haven't heard from too many people about it, I'm not too sure. But ultimately, it sounds like Raid of Bahamut is only 16 cases, or sorry, 16 boxes per case. So that's actually a problem, where the case prices are not that much different, and yet we're getting 4 fewer boxes. The way I see that is it's likely that they're going to keep the same ratios of leaders and ultimate rares in the case, but when it comes to everything else, that's what's still thrown into question. In set 1, some things to take note of were that you didn't get a set number of legendaries in a box. Sometimes you would get 5, sometimes you would get 6, and I think there were some incredibly rare cases where you only got 4 in a box, which I'll have to go back and take a look at my recordings to be sure, but that would be an incredibly rare situation. But not only that, with fewer boxes, it also means we're going to have less copies beyond playsets when picking up cases. And it makes it more difficult to pick up low rarity cards because most of the high rarity items take the place of low rarity cards. So if there are good bronzes or silvers, then they'll usually get pushed out in favor of golds and above, which means with fewer boxes, there are going to be even fewer bronzes and silvers in circulation as compared to set 1, which could lead to higher prices on several of those if they're really good. And there are a few silvers and definitely a few bronzes that could be usable for some time to come. So just keep that in mind when it comes to Reign of Bahamut. It wasn't a very stellar set in the long term, but ultimately, still at this point, it is giving us new deck options. Now to go into singles, the first one I want to go over is Olivia, which has risen even higher since the initial release. Now the card only has 2 listings available, and the market price is about $28. Players are already starting to buy this for $35 recently, and the 2 listings available right now are actually $40 plus. So we'll have to see if more of these end up on the market, but again, as given that we've got fewer boxes in circulation as compared to set 1, that might be a little bit difficult, but we should at least get some more coming, given that sets are still getting in circulation. Albert Levin's Saber, if you're looking for the super legendary of its Evo, that's sold out already. We're looking at $20, $16, $19. What else? Ultimately, we only had 7 overall sales of this, so not many of them even hit the market. But it's out of stock right now, just to keep that in mind. Forestcraft stuff did start to go down in comparison to day 1. White Wolf of Adelwood is currently a $4 card. You can see the market price was $9 earlier, and yeah, it's just dropped off pretty hard in comparison to a lot of other legendaries that are there. Then we've also got new tokens from set 2, like Crystalia Eve, which only has 5 listings right now and starts at 20 cents. They're all just holding at 20-25 cents, with only one being $1 right now, and quite a high shipping cost. Then you've got Hellflame Dragon, which is another new token, starting at 45 cents, selling for 50 to a dollar. And then same deal here, where it's mostly 50 cents and then it becomes a dollar after that. Then moving back into set 1, we've got some other movements happening. Execution is back to $10. 4 listings left, and all the listings that have sold have been $5.50 or lower, and the only listings that are available are all $10 and higher right now. Market price is still holding at $5.27 on this card. Then you've got the foil version of Prism Priestess's Evo. This one is also running out of listings. 6 listings on the market. $4.99 is the base price with a $1 shipping tag. And then we go straight to $7 all the way up to $15 for all the remaining listings that are left. Yeah, with Havencraft getting quite a buff in set 2, it's no surprise Prism Priestess is seeing some movement somewhere. But another one that is running out of quantities is Fairy Circle, the premium version. This card only has 5 listings available right now and has been selling for $2 to $3. There are only 2 listings left around $5 before this one also becomes a $10 plus card. But again, with set 1, when it comes to all these premiums, do keep in mind that we do have more boxes coming, which will probably put more quantities of some of these back up. Then some other cards just to keep in mind for set 2. You've got Trail of Light from set 1, which is when this card is discarded, you draw a card. While this is used in Runecraft pretty often, Dragoncraft could see play of this card with Discard Dragon, as this basically ends up being an extra draw for just getting rid of it. But it has been selling pretty readily for $2 recently. And now quantities we've got are at 150 base, and they go to $2 for listings that have a higher amount of quantities. And the last card I want to talk about is Erd, which it has a short amount of listings on the Evo, which is nothing new, and it's a $5 card. And the regular version has 26 listings starting at $1 right now. The reason I really want to bring up Erd, though, is the introduction of a lot of cards that are unable to be destroyed or take damage in certain cases. And Erd is a way to get around those, so it's likely you may see players play this as a tech more often than they did with set 1. So just keep that in mind going forward, as Erd does have the potential to see more buyouts as we go along. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.